This lecture will be viewed by Korean audience, and many of whom will be engaging deeply in Egyptian civilization for the first time. So what would you like to say to them? And why should Koreans take an interest in ancient Egypt?
Well, there are thousands of reasons, I think, to take an interest in ancient Egypt. And if you are specifically Korean, I think you will be interested in it as an indigenous culture which has developed over a long period. Egypt was what people call a pristine place of invention of writing. Although there were other writing systems at the time, it doesn't look as if they influenced the development of Egyptian. Whereas in Korea, writing was developed as a borrowing from Chinese. So it is a very different situation. But I think there's a tremendous amount you can learn about comparing civilizations in many ways. And so Egyptian is very good for that. And then the sort of things I've been talking about are a bit like the situation of Korean, where the relationship between the language spoken by the local people and the script in which it's written is complicated. And then somebody comes along and invents a later script, which is much more radical in the case of Korean. It's a whole new invention. And then these two coexist for many hundreds of years. I think all of those aspects of writing are very relevant to thinking about this. And then I think there are 1,000 other reasons also for thinking that it's worthwhile. We have a couple of examples from another tradition. So there is a Maya inscription, and that is from classic Maya. If we move to that, then we've got the detail there of what it is. And those are Maya is written in blocks. As you can see, most of us look at this and think, can you really decipher that? The answer is yes, but it's not easy. But that was a hyper-elite phenomenon as writing. And in the period immediately, so this happened all very fast. That's 8th century. Our next example is just over a century later, and this is already the dissolution of Maya hieroglyphs. On the right, the inscription is much more complex than the previous one. It's a very high prestige object, but if you read what Stephen Houston says about it, it is the hieroglyphic script is nonetheless beginning to decay. And on the left, you get a much greater level of it from, as you can see, just 25 years later. This is what the Maya have that the Egyptians don't. You can date these inscriptions to the day because of the complex dating system they had. And so we can look at these developments. And I think you get a similar pattern in the Maya world. It's not the same as Egyptian, but it's always more valuable if you can look at more than one example. Mm-hmm. And then just to revert to our original slide, here we have today's disappearing writing systems, and that is from the website. You've got it at the bottom of the slide, the website of this project, which is seeking to document and to support people who today have their endangered writing systems. But these writing systems, the middle picture there, is important for thinking about that because people are using the signs of their alphabets as decoration and an assertion of identity. Mm. And so Egyptian identity was asserted through hieroglyphs because, as I've said, yes, you kept the script apart from the other scripts that were in use. Mm. And here you display that you are, I'm afraid I don't know one of two things. One is what the script on the right is, except that it's obviously a mixture of Latin alphabet and another. And then the middle one, you can see that you've got these letter shapes which are used as identity markers by an indigenous community somewhere. And on the far right, you've got somebody practicing brush writing, which I was doing 90 minutes ago and finding difficult.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We've got a slide for fun here. So what this is a pair of inscriptions in the temple of Esna, which date to the Roman period. There are two gods in the Temple of Esna, the god Chnum, who's a ram, and the god Sobek, the crocodile. And so they wrote a hymn to each of those two gods, and they use almost only hieroglyphs that are rams and crocodiles. And so this was a display of the extreme of how you can use hieroglyphs, not to read them, but to say how important your God is. And this is in a very prominent position. You can actually see it clearly. So it gives a message to somebody who comes to the temple. But you couldn't, only a deeply learned person could possibly read it. That's not the point.
It was my honor, actually, to have a very intellectual discussion with you. So it wraps up our discussion about the disappearance of writing system. Thank you so much, Professor.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me here and this extremely interesting conversation we have had, bringing new thoughts as we go.
Great. Thank you.